This is one of those rare occasions where I wish I had the opportunity to see this film both ways. But there's actually one way that I saw it today, and then there's another way where they kind of split it up in two parts. But the one way I saw it today is a film called The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, Them. There's also another one that it says the same title, but it says her, and then the same title, and it says him. So you get both their perspective about this whole situation. But I saw the film called Them. And The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, Them, stars Jessica Chastain and James McAvoy. They play a married couple. Jessica Chastain plays Eleanor Rigby. The only tie-in that I could find out watching this movie was the fact that her name mainly came from the fact that her parents were fans of the Beatles. There really is no tie into the famous song Eleanor Rigby, which is a really great song. But you know, her name is just that. Her parents were her fans at one time when they named her, and it really has no importance to the story. What's important about the story is the couple itself. The couple itself, of course, is played by those two actors, and once you meet them, they're all in love. They're having the time of their life. Credits roll, and then we come back. It seems like time has passed. And Jessica Chastain's character is just committed suicide, or attempted suicide, by jumping off a bridge, and now she's going to live with her family. She's not with her husband anymore. They're dealing with the fact that they suffered a tragedy. I don't know if it was within a year or a couple years from the point that we go back to this story, but sadly their son, their baby son, maybe little son, maybe, I don't know. The son sadly passes away somehow, and I don't think they really ever explain that in the movie as well. But they're suffering this major tragedy. They're not living together anymore, and who knows what happened, what we never actually seen, has caused this tragedy, and what has caused this tragedy, and will they ever get back together? That's what some of the ideas that are explored in this film. Also in the film, we've got William Hurt, Viola Davis, Bill Hader, and there's some other people that I can't think of right now that are in the movie, but they're in the movie. I mean, again, it's just not these two actors. I was surprised that it was not these two actors, and we get an eclectic look at a lot of characters in this movie, but the main two stars are what the movie mainly focuses on. And of course I only saw this version, so I don't know how it compares with the original version, though after watching this I would be interested to see if it sheds more light on the story, because I felt, even though this movie is 2 hours long, I felt like we really didn't get to know these characters very well. And maybe with the other films, you know, the other films are about an hour and a half each, and I don't know if they just focus on one character at a time. I'm assuming they do, or their perspective of the whole situation. But I think, like, you know, probably cram these two stories that were, you know, two stories, and now we brought them into one, and it's called Them, and it just sounds so confusing just to talk about. But as a movie, when it comes to this kind of romance stories, these love stories, and with this great cast, I love James McAvoy and I love Jessica Chastain, just some really amazing actors and actresses, and I haven't got a chance to talk about her in a long time, and I know she's got some more movies coming out in the future, including Interstellar, and James McAvoy, of course, was in X-Men, Days of Future Past that came out, and just really great actors, and it's really great to see them come together, and they do play a couple, they do a good job playing a couple that is suffering this major situation. And you really believe in what's going on, you really care about them, though I have to say it was not emotionally connected to these characters at all, or to this story at all. This is a first-time filmmaker, and I guess I have to chalk it up to that just a little bit. It didn't really grab me emotionally and impact my life or teach me anything new about romance or life and how to deal with it, how to suffer with it, and I didn't really feel like I learned about anything, but I think as a first-time filmmaker, the movie is still good in the way it looks, in the way it feels, the cinematography, the acting. Of course, the acting is great in this film. I just wish, as an audience member, I felt more connected to the story. I almost wondered, I know it probably doesn't really matter to how the couple's, what they're going through, but I almost wanted to know how they lost their child. I don't think we ever really get to know that in the film. At least I don't remember getting to know that in the film. That's how memorable maybe this movie actually is. But I felt like the story was okay for what it was trying to do. It did give me a sense of the characters, to believe in the characters, as they were suffering. They were definitely suffering, and they were trying to bring their relationship back together, though who knows if it's ever really going to work. Again, after watching this one called Them, I'd be curious if the other two films would shed more light on this story and make it feel more deep. I don't want to say this film is shallow. It's slightly shallow with its presentation, but I think maybe seeing two sides of the story one at a time might shed more light. Did I say that? I say that a lot. Shed more light, shed more light, shed more light. maybe make this film feel more meaningful and deep, and get me to care about these characters even more. I like some of the side characters. Viola Davis, very nice. William Hurt is really good in the film as well. I never felt emotionally connected as an audience member, and that's really what I wanted with this whole experience. I wanted to see something new on the art of love and romance, and how something tragic can maybe bring them apart and hopefully come and bring them back together. But, you know, the movie still looks good. It's well made, and I would give it a slight recommendation. I don't know how you're going to find it. I don't know how I'm ever going to find those two parts. Maybe some sort of streaming site will have a better chance of finding those films online. But I'm glad I saw them together, that movie together, whatever, you know. I just be curious, you know. It almost feels like this movie will be studied in some sort of film school. You know, the aspects of what this film them did, and if you can see them separately, how they will. Is it the same movie, or is it a completely different film when you separate both these two characters and have them have their own film? I don't know. We'll have to see if I ever had a chance to see that. But I got to see The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, them, and I'm going to give the film 3 stars out of 4. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook, and please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. Also go to Long Beach Acting and Film Association right here on Facebook and Twitter. Please also go to MoviePod.com, and if you've enjoyed this movie review, please click right here, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Have a great day, a wonderful night, and a wonderful life. And if you've seen this movie, Them, or if you've seen the other versions, Her and Him, let me know and see how they compare. I'd really be curious, because someday I hope to see those other films. But in the meantime, have a great day, a wonderful night, a wonderful life, and I'll talk to you on my next movie review. Peace be with you, my friends. Goodbye!